What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about how long Returnal will be. Now, we are about 1 week away from this game releasing. I am out of my mind excited. You guys would know that if you watch these videos. I cannot wait for this game. And we've talked about the price of this game and the value for that money, right? Is the game worth $70? And I think early on, people had a lot of negativity to say about my opinion about, the price and will people buy this game. I think more people are kind of recognizing it and saying, okay, like this is going to be possibly the biggest issue of this game, that it looks amazing. I think the Housemarque diehard fans, they're going to get this game. I'm getting this game day one. I think a lot of you guys are too, but a wider audience, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, like however many million people they want to sell this game to, or maybe they don't want to sell it to millions at all. How much value are you getting for $70? Their normal average price for games before this game is normally like $20 to $30 max, right? So I've talked about that, and we're talking about length in this video, right? How long's the game? Because I think those two things obviously have a lot to do with each other. If the game is very, very long, if there's massive replayability, and we don't know the answers to this, by the way. They have said one thing specifically, and I do want to throw that into this video just to let people know if they missed it. And I actually missed it too. I never saw it as well. But we'll talk about that, and we'll try to predict how long this game could be. So before I get too far in, make sure if you guys are not already, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you guys know when all these videos go up. And if you guys really do like this video, give it a like. Definitely helps the YouTube algorithm push the video out there. Absolutely does. I've been trying to do some mini tests on the channel. If you dislike me or you dislike the video, go ahead and leave it a dislike. That's completely okay. Engagement is engagement, and it helps either way. All right. So they said, let's go over what they said first. The only thing we have so far is that they aim to create unlimited replay value. And the idea of the game is that when you die and you come back, things will change, right? That's kind of the whole loop that this game has sold itself on. I would say not. Well, this is maybe controversial. I would say if that's the biggest hook that this game has, which I think it is, they haven't sold it all that well, in my opinion, in that I don't really care about that all that much. Like, I'm excited for it. Like, it's fine. But, like, it's the gameplay to me. For Housemarque games, in my opinion, it's always been the gameplay. But to get off that, I don't want to go too off topic there. So, create unlimited replay value. Now, those are tough words. Those are big words, right? Normally, developers will say, and by the way, Returnal is not a normal game, so we'll talk about that in a second as well. Sometimes they'll say, okay, the game is 10 hours. Let's just say 10 hours to throw a nice number out there. And most times, that's high. So if a developer tells you how long, tells like an article or tells like a publication, normally you subtract a couple hours from that. Normally like 2 to 4 hours. So if a developer says their game's 10 hours long, it's probably like 7 or 8. Okay, that's a rule of thumb. Now, for Housemarque games, it's more arcadey. It's, again, we've had games like Next Machina and Resogun. I mean, in reality, you can beat, I don't know the exact specific, but like, if you played every level in Resogun, or you played every level in Next Machina, if you play like on the easiest difficulty and you didn't care about perfecting it or being good at all of it, I mean, what would it take you? Like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like maybe max. I don't even think it would take you that long, if we're being honest with each other. Maybe Resogun's like an hour max. Next Machina could be just slightly longer. So, they're not the longest games of all time, but again, that's playing it on the easiest difficulty. That's assuming you're not dying and restarting, and that's assuming you're not doing everything there is to do. Now this game, again, granted, is very, very different. It's got a story component. It's if you guys have seen recent gameplay, which I try honestly not to look at. I've seen some gameplay and then I kind of just stop. But when I think that they did the Future Game Show, that's the first time I ever noticed, and I don't know if they've said it before in their YouTube videos, those Housemarque cast videos. But it's not open world, but like you have a little area in the world that you're able to explore kind of freely, and kind of take your own time. So I feel like for a $70 game, there needs to be immense value. I don't think that's unfair to say. And that's not like picking on Housemarque. That's not picking on Sony. That's just saying, your money, your dollars, or your whatever currency you're going to be buying this in, they're worth something. And so if you're spending 2 hours playing this game and it's $70, that's probably not a good, that's probably not a good investment. Now, I've said it before, I suck at beating games. I've only gotten good at it over the last full year. So before then, I was paying $60 for a game that I would play maybe 5 5 to 8 hours, and then I would stop. The game could be 100 hours. The game could be 50 hours long. I'd stop after like 5 or 6, right? So like I mean that was just a terrible idea. Now, when I'm all grown up, I'm a big boy, right? I'm a man. And when I spend $70, I expect to play this game quite a bit. But again, I think Housemarque games are kind of safe when it comes to this, or at least more safe. Now, when you're $70, you have to be, it better be a filled up game or a full game, right? Because I do expect to play this game quite a bit. And I guess there is the different level or the different levels, different difficulties. I'm sure there's hidden secrets or certain things that you're able to do in this game, perfecting it. Next Machina and Resogun, yeah, you could beat those games in an hour or two. But I mean, I should look because the PS5 like tells you how long you play these games. I had to have played Resogun for like 20 to 30 hours easily, probably more. And like I said, I platinumed that game. I platinumed it on the Vita, so I actually played it twice. I played it more on the PS4, but I did platinum it on the Vita. Next Machina, I mean, I played that game. When that game came out, I must have played that game for like 2-3 weeks straight, like every single day. And I jumped back in a couple more times after that. So I probably played that game for like 20, 30, 40 hours. So, it's a hook. I mean, the thing that I love, and we talked about this, my love of Next Machina so much. I love that game because there is such a hook. The loading is so insanely fast. Like you die or you mess up one level, you just hit restart game, which is really just restarting what mode you're in, and then you go back to the beginning. You do it all over again, and it's just such a good loop, right? That you can just keep going, and you can be stuck in there for a very long time. But again, that's what I hope for Returnal. I mean, I hope I guess it depends on how much it still it feels like a Housemarque game. Like, and I don't know if they've said it, so I guess you can spoil it for me. Like, is there leaderboards or stuff like that? Even if there isn't, though, the idea of doing things perfectly, right? Not dying. Going on the hardest difficulty, right? Really mastering the gameplay mechanics of Returnal. That's kind of why I'm getting the game. And I've said that before, like the story, I know they have a story. I do expect it to be like solid. I don't think I'm going in like expecting like a killer story. And by the way, that way, if it is a really good story, it's going to be like, oh, Jesus, like this surprised me, right? This is a cool thing. But like I'm expecting it to be like okay. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going in for the story. I'm going in for the gameplay loop, the hook, and I'm going in to like get good at it. You know what I mean? I'm not good at all games that I play. I'm actually probably more games than not I'm bad at. But like Housemarque games, I love to get good at them, right? I'll play Resogun back in the day, I was really good. Next Machina, I was really good. So I expect to play Returnal as long as it takes for me to be like the top percentage of that of the player base. Again, if there is even as a metric for that, but I want to get there. And to me, that's what's going to be worth $70 because I hope that there's enough stuff in the game, whether it's difficulties, whether it's levels, whether it, whatever it may be, that I can play it over and over and over again. So, saying like an hour mark of how long you think Returnal is going to be is actually really difficult. I mean, I do expect to spend like upwards of 15, 20 hours, maybe a little bit more than that in Returnal. Now, if there's a story like the cutscenes, all that stuff, and like it factually takes you like 6-7 hours to beat the game, and that's just kind of a number I threw out there, but I think that's decent. Like if you give us a 5 to 7 hour story, I think that's okay because again, then you play it, if you play it like on medium, then you could play it on hard, then you could play it on the hardest difficulty, and you play it say 3 times, even if it's 5 hours, there's 15 hours right there. I think that's solid. Again, it depends on what your money's worth. I know to some people, like a Persona 5 is going to take you 90 hours, 100 hours to play. So you put $60 into Persona 5, you're getting almost 100 hours out of that. You put $70 into Returnal, you get 15 hours. Well, is that worth it to you? Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. I mean, is those 15 hours worth it? Would you rather spend it doing something else? Okay, so as I've always said, like it's never been a question for me. I'm getting it. I'm ready to drop that $70. I hope that it's not like a 2-hour story and I play this game for like 5-6 hours max, because that would be a very big disappointment, and that would make me mad in terms of my money, my spending, because I didn't have to spend $70 on it. You can maybe wait for a sale, and who knows, maybe it'll be half off within a couple months, right? So we'll have to see how it goes, but that's kind of my prediction. The story itself may be like a 5 to 6 hour thing, and then, you know, maybe how long you end up taking on it, 10, 15, 20 hours, somewhere in that range. That's what I would like, at least, okay? So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? How long do you think Returnal is going to be? And let me know maybe about the value, you think, money versus how long you'll be playing the game. Let me know. Again, as always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. Hit the like button if you guys did like this video, and there will be plenty more Returnal. I think this will be the last one. If the review scores come out before the game comes out, I'll probably do a video covering that. Besides that, it's just all, you know, full steam ahead. We'll be playing the game next Friday. We'll be live streaming it. So lots of videos, lots of live streams coming on Returnal over the next couple of weeks. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all there.